Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank us for joining for another episode of Parsha and Pairing. A nice Friday afternoon here. I got someone back from Israel today. Say hello, David.
Hi, how's everyone doing? I miss you all. Actually, last week I tried to follow you. I was on the airplane, but I couldn't get the feed. I think it showed up, but I saw you guys went live. I was just getting over the United States, flying over Massachusetts, and you guys went live. And then I landed shortly thereafter, and I mmade it home on time for Shabbos. For all those of you who are watching on Instagram, it turned out well. For all those of you who aren't watching yet or following on Instagram, check it out. It's at Kosher Wine site. I posted tons of stuff of everything that I did the last 5 weeks while I was in Israel. Lots of winery stuff, lots of wine specific stuff, a little bit about some scenic stuff in Israel, some puns if you're into that. All the stories are up there. They're saved. I think there's like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. But check it out. If you've got a few minutes, there should be something there for everyone. Very, very cool trip. Lots of good stuff. But check it out on Instagram again at Kosher Wine site. And follow us. Check out everything else we're doing there, and it should be fun for everyone.
Look like fun. By the way, don't forget to use the code Parsha 7 for 7% off on all our Parsha wines that we feature here.
Thank you, Ari. By the way, thank you for welcoming me back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it was good. It was a nice break, though.
Yeah, it was probably good for you to have a break from me for so long.
Well, no, it was a nice break for you probably. And then, we featured some new faces and stuff, and Muna made Aliyah. So it was it was nice to have, some other folks. But we're happy you're back.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the Parsha now.
All right.
This week, David, do you know what this week's Parsha is?
I do. It's Parsha Shoftim.
Shoftim, which means judges. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in this week's Parsha, it starts off talking about appointing judges over the Israelites, and it goes into a few things. So I wanted to have a little fun this week and give us 2 bottles of wine, actually. Mm-hmm. So the Parsha talks about Shoftim appointing judges. A main part of the Parsha, though, is actually appointing a king over the Jews. And the future greatest king of Israel is King David, as you know. So I'm segueing immediately into one of these wines that we are featuring right here, which is King David Sacramental wine, which is very popular.
Very popular wine.
Amongst all our customers of all persuasions. Mm-hmm. This is the perfect wine that people make for Kiddush. It's made from Concord grapes, so it pairs very well with peanut butter. So it's a good one. Do you want to actually give us a try?
Yeah, maybe at the end. Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Is it chilled?
It is chilled. I chilled it for an hour. Mm-hmm. So, folks, you guys can also get 7% off on this.
Right. That's a good deal.
Yeah, so appointing kings, major feature in the Parsha. So we have this delicious bottle of sacramental wine here. And then there's another thing in the Parsha that talks about your oxes and, when someone's ox is lost, and then giving an ox to the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, since they don't really get a lot. Mm-hmm. So then it segues into another one of our wines making a reprisal appearance, and that's going to be Shiloh Shor, courtesy of Shiloh Winery, which I don't think they can join us because it's already Shabbat over in Israel. But Shiloh Shor, one of my favorite wines. This is pick the Cabernet. The Barbera is also fantastic, but both will work for the Parsha. So we got King David Sacramental, and then we have the Shiloh Shor right here. Wow. Perfect for this week's Parsha. Let's try the Shor now, though, shall we?
Yeah, sure. 2 very popular wines. So good stuff. Someone's got to have one of these bottles in their house.
Absolutely.
And you can crack it open for.
If
Parsha.
not now, on Passover, I'm sure people have it.
We saw a lot of the Sacramental. It's a big mover.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
so So actually, speaking of Shiloh, I visited with Amichai, actually at his home. I tasted some other wines that are not yet labeled, and you can check out that story on Instagram as well. But we're hoping to bring in a couple of things we collaborated on, and
big shout out to Amichai.
And hopefully we'll make it happen.
When he sees this, it'll be the other side.
Process, yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is still a bit young. Definitely classic Shiloh. I mean, all his wines have this, that signature. You could tell they're Amichai's wines, amazing wines, great for the American palate. We love these kinds of wines here. This is the 2016. It will definitely settle in nicely over the next year, or maybe allowing it to breathe a bit will help it settle down a bit. You got a lot of fruit, and you get the oak. I think it's aged for about 15 months. Yeah, oak.
French oak barrels.
French oak barrels. So you get a lot of red fruit.
A lot of fruit, and a lot of black fruit. A lot of blackberries and currant, blueberries and raspberries.
Get it on the nose as well. Yeah, this is big. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of juice, a lot of fruit.
And when you spend enough time drinking Shiloh wines, like you said, you can right when you taste it, this is a Shiloh wine. Yeah, right here.
It's got Amichai signature. Very nice wine. I would. This is definitely a wine that you can drink with food. You want to have some nice barbecue or some nice roast. Eat some good meat with this, or even some poultry, but make sure it's nicely flavored, because this is a very big wine. It could overpower lighter dishes. So you want to have a big dish with this.
And if you visit Amichai in Israel, I'm sure he'll make something for you, because he's a big fan of making stuff. Yeah, as I can see, he's a big foodie.
He is, and it's also on the higher side in alcohol.
15.5%, folks. So pace yourselves, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely eat something when you're drinking this. You don't want to on its own.
You don't want to just make Kiddush on it right off the bat and then just drink the whole cup.
Hey, listen, some people after the right week, you may want to do that.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, definitely nice wine. Always, Shiloh, you can't go wrong with a Shiloh wine. Good stuff. Let's and also it's mavushal.
And it's mavushal, yes.
Yeah. So a lot of the wines now that Amichai's making are not mavushal. Traditionally, a lot of the wines were mavushal, and then there were some special ones you can get every now and then that were not mavushal. But right now, there's a lot of the wines, you can check it out on our site. A lot of the wines are not mavushal, and then he has some that he does both. He'll make the mavushal and the not mavushal, like for example the Mosaic or the Cabernet Sauvignon, the Shiloh Secret Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon. But if you have a preference, there's plenty to choose from. So go ahead and check it out. All right, so that's the secret. Not the Secret Reserve. That's the Shiloh Shor Cab. Sometimes people like to get a better look at the label. So
it's a beautiful label.
Nice label, nice packaging. Shiloh Shor Cabernet Sauvignon. All right.
So for next week's Parsha,
we're going to move to next week, or did you want to try the Sacramental?
Let's try the Sacramental first, though, since I just started talking about Parsha. Ahead. Let's next week we are going to be featuring Hagafin for Parshat Ki Tetzeh. Let me get the. We're going to choose the Hagafin Merlot, which we haven't really drank a whole lot of Merlots. I want to give Merlot some airtime. So we'll be having Hagafin Merlot, but all Hagafins 7% off using Parsha 7, so get them. And hopefully Ernie maybe can join us next week when we drink
That'll
it too.
Be nice, yeah.
Okay. And then also, you wanna give us a go?
Yeah, this has got a long finish, the Shiloh Shor Cab.
Oh yeah, it's still buzzing on my tongue.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
That's good. That's good for me. All right,
folks. Now this is going to be starkly different from the other one. This is a sweet wine. This is used for sacramental purposes. To really give it time to sink in on my tongue,
It's nice. Wow. It's sweet. If you like an easy drinking wine, you're not into the dry wines. Great choice, especially for Kiddush.
Yep.
Great choice.
This is what I call a vintage kosher wine.
This is
one of the first ones to
Yeah, and it's even good as with dessert. If you want to move on to something a bit lighter. It's probably not that high in alcohol. Oh wow,
12.5%.
Surprised.
And this is from Carmel Winery, which is also in Israel, but this wine itself is made in New York State with Concord grapes in New York State.
Yeah, so they also produce this in Israel. Carmel. I mean, Carmel's like a historic winery. More stuff on them. Also, if you check out Instagram, I did a whole tour there. Some cool shots. Good stuff, Jared. So thanks for choosing the two wines and tying them in.
Yep.
All right. Live from Kosherwine.com. Hoping to see you next week. It's David and Jared.
All right.
Have a good Shabbos. Good weekend.
Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.